Kohalo, Yahweh, Bashim Yahushai, Bashim Yahushai, Rochach Kodash. Let the elders that rule well be counted worthy of double honor, especially they who labor in the word and doctrine. To the 12 tribes which are scattered abroad, greeting. Shalom, brothers and sisters. It's your brother Yashar with another epistle. So today's we's gonna go into St. Luke chapter 14 verse 26. Alright, we're gonna read the words of Malak Yahushai, the author and finisher of our faith, man. So it says here, if any man, so this is St. Luke chapter 14 verse 26. If any man come to me, so any man comes to Yahushai, all right, and hate not his father and mother and wife and children and brethren and sisters, yeah, and his own life also, he cannot be my disciple. All right, because this world encourages you to be attached to shit. Attached to everything but Yahweh Bashim Yashai. Whether it's money, whether it's women, whether it's your children, your fucking low-paying job that you think is high-paying. Man, this world will have you thinking everything but what actually matters. The only thing that matters is serving Yahweh Bashim Yashai in truth and sincerity, being charitable. Alright? So You can't get caught up in all this temporal shit. It's all gonna be burnt away, man. The woman, I learned this from Elder Malcolm of the Chicago camp. He said that, man, the woman that you're with may not be the woman that you're even beamed up with. Imagine that. Your children might have, you might be put in a situation where Esau kicks down your motherfucking door, puts a gun to your children's head and says, I will squeeze if you don't take the RFID microchip. Spoken about in Revelation chapter 13 verse 16. What the fuck is you gonna do, man? That's where this scripture comes into play. You can't be caught up in any of that stuff, man. I know, easier said than done. And you can't just have this type of mentality in one day, 1 year, etc. But at least start planting the seeds in your brain and build on that foundation. All right, what did Apostle Paul say? When I was a child, I spake as a child. Meaning when he had childish understanding of the scriptures, he spoke as someone that wasn't learned in the scriptures. But what does the scripture say? Be seasoned in your speech, knowing how to answer every type of person. But that comes with experience. That's where wisdom comes into play. All right, but the only way to get wisdom is to fear Yahweh Bashim Yashai. So jumping back to this, man, and whosoever, so this is St. Luke chapter 14 verse 27, and whosoever doth not bear his cross, meaning your burdens, and come after me. All right, so you can't just start working at soup kitchens or and painting abandoned houses and think that's gonna make you. Yeah, I don't know if y'all seen the movie Clean. He was painting abandoned houses and shit. Like come on, bro. Right? But you can't do that. Alright, struggle on the left-hand side and expect to be beamed up, man. It doesn't work like that. You gotta come after Yahushai. Not Jesus, not Alu or Allah, or whatever the fuck niggas is calling fake idols in this modern day. It doesn't work like that. Alright, so, and come after me cannot be my disciple, man. You cannot be under Yahushai's discipline. Alright, where he literally takes you and makes you into a man of Yahweh Bashim Yashai. Like that, like what? You know what I'm saying? That's mind blown. So, it says here, verse 28, for which of you intending to build a tower sitteth not down first and counted the cost, whether he have sufficient to finish it. All right, I learned this in a carnal sense by Lego and Connects and all that shit, right? You get the little plastic bags and it shows you how much pieces it comes with and shit. And if you're missing one piece, you don't even bother building it because you can't. You're missing one piece. Just one piece. And it will look off. Imagine a car or a phone or anything that you could want to think of. If one piece was missing, that whole thing wouldn't work. So, going back to this, you need to count the cost, man. Are you willing to give up absolutely everything? Are you willing to sleep on the streets? Are you willing to get, I'm just using extreme examples. Are you willing to get pistol whipped for the Lord? Punched in the gut? Getting your glasses smashed in your face? Losing teeth? Being humiliated? Spat on? A lot of people will say yes until it actually happens. And then when it happens, they fuck off. Because you can't handle the heat, so they gotta get out of the kitchen. That's why you gotta love Yahweh B'Shem Shai for having the elect, because the elect only have that type of spirit to endure. As it says in, Matthew 24 and 13. For he that endureth to the end, come on now, y'all know it, the same shall be saved. Alright, so this is verse 29. So St. Luke chapter 14, verse 29. Lest happily, after he hath laid the foundation, and is not able to finish it, all that behold it begin to mock him, saying, this man began to build, and was not able to finish. Y'all know Jake, man, with the ribbing and shit. But on a spiritual sense, that's the worst, man. The brothers would be like, yo, man, the brother started off so strong, bro. That brother was pushing. That brother was doing this. That brother was doing that. But really, he wasn't doing anything. Because if you're the elect, you're going to be in the truth. If you're not the elect, you may start off and seem like the elect. We have examples of that, like King Saul, for example. He's one example, man. Goddamn, what a shame. But continue on, that start off strong and then get beside themselves. Or just ultimately, I'll just put it to its lowest common denominator. They were never the elect to begin with. That's why we say we're the hopeful elect. Because the only way you're going to know you're the elect is if your ass is on a chariot, man. That's it. Point blank, man. You're going to be seeing a lot of people you didn't think was the elect, being the elect. And you're going to see a lot of people that you thought was the elect, not being the elect. As it is written, Yahweh B'Shem Shai have mercy upon who will have mercy upon. Alright? So, yeah, but getting back to this point, they'll rib you. Right? Yo, this man couldn't finish. This man couldn't do nothing, man. You know what I'm saying? You don't want that because you're supposed to be an ambassador for Yahweh Shai, man. So if you look bad, man, you make the squad look bad, man. And Yahweh B'Shem Shai ain't playing with that, man. He's gonna cut you off like some grass, man. Like a light switch. Take off your candle and bounce you like a bad check. So it says here, verse 31, or what king going to make war against another king sitteth not down first and consulteth whether he be able with 10,000 to meet him that cometh against him with 20,000. And that's where the prophets come in handy. All right, because as a king, if you're a king, man, you got to consult your prophets. That's why if you read the book of the books of Kings and Chronicles, the kings, like at least the more righteous kings, before they went out to war, they would consult their prophets, and that's what you got to do. And then sometimes the prophet would say, yeah, despite you having less soldiers, go out in the name of Yahweh B'Shem Shai, for Yahweh B'Shem Shai will be with you. And as it says in Romans 8 and 31, what shall we say to these things then? If Yahweh B'Shem Shai be for you, who can be against you? So you can actually go out with a group of, let's just say, 100 men and take down 100,000 men or even 1,000,000 men, despite that seeming next to impossible. But with Yahweh B'Shem Shai, you can do anything. All right, but going back to the war thing, on a carnal sense, I mean, let's be real. Like China isn't gonna war with I don't know, fucking Afghanistan. They're gonna sit down with their Chinese, military leaders. You know what I'm saying? And they're gonna like strategize and all that bullshit. And so how much more for us being in the truth, right? Because this is a spiritual war. So you gotta sit down and be like, yo, am I really willing to lose everything? And the kicker is, Yahweh Shem Shai even gave you a nudge. He already told you it's all going to be burnt away anyways with fervent heat. What is that? 2 Peter 3 and 9, around there. It's in the Peter books, but it says all will be melted with fervent heat, right? It's like, you already know it's going to be melted, so why not just serve Yahweh? You know what I mean? It's the right thing to do, but you can't speak logic to 2/3 of our people. That's why they're going to be burnt up. Zephaniah 13 and 8. So, jumping back, it says, so this is St. Luke chapter 14, verse 32. Or else, while the other is yet a great way off, he sendeth an ambassage and desireth conditions of peace. I'm guessing ambassage is just another way of saying ambassador. All right, so likewise, whosoever he be of you that forsaketh not all that he hath, he cannot be my disciple. Point blank, period. You can't be Yahweh Shai's disciple because your heart won't be fully on Yahweh Shai. It's just like in our case, do you want a woman who you're not her main object of affection? You don't want a woman like that. You just use them as a ting, you know what I'm saying? Like guangya, you know what I'm saying? But you want a girl that like she wakes up, her first thoughts are you. She goes to sleep, her last thoughts are you. Before she eats, we're not gonna, the chance of you finding that man, you probably will win the lottery 2 times in a row. Unless you pray, man. And brothers have testimonies about them praying and you know what I'm saying. But that's, right? But you have to be able to give up everything. That's the point of this epistle. All right? You already know it's going to get melted away with fervent heat. You already know that the location you're currently at, you may not be there later in life. I mean, we're a nomadic people. If you read our history, we were constantly moving around. Like, I might be here right now making this epistle, and then my next epistle, I'm somewhere else. You don't know with Yahweh Shemashai. So you might as well just trust Yahweh Shemashai with all thy heart, mind, all thy soul, and just hope that he'll use you as an instrument of righteousness. Because if you're not being used as an instrument of righteousness, you're being used as an instrument of wickedness. So with that, I hope you are edified. Shalom.